We got Deandre Morgan in, man. Thank you for your time. Owner of Dynamic Fitness, played college football, NC State, and then moved. All kinds of stuff, man.
Yes,
Thank you
sir.
for coming in. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So you're a real, how do you say it? Floridian,
yeah.
right? So you went to elementary school here, middle school, high school here. Now, if you go back in the day when you were going to school, not like what's happening, but how different is Florida now from then? Not with all the population, just was it like a dead place? Like what was the difference?
Nah, I mean, back then, like when I was coming up, well, I'm in South Florida, so I would say like the crime and the poverty, it was bad.
It was worse than now?
Yeah, because see, I was in Riviera Beach, so when we was coming up, it was pretty tough, you know. I mean the like the insurance, I mean the market now as far as like the rent and all that stuff is up now, but I'm just saying as far as like the violence and the turmoil and like the poverty and stuff that was going on when we was coming up, it was tough. Yeah.
And then, you know, like when I came down, like as an outsider, I always heard Belgrade.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, oh, Belgrade, man, those guys go to the NFL.
Yeah.
So when you're coming up in high school and you're just killing it, how do you keep your work ethic like that and you're in a bad environment, right? And then you have those boys from Belgrade that can run like crazy and, you know, they're killing everything. So how did you stick out?
Well, I got 3 older brothers, so it was easier for me because my brothers, they been there, they done that, so I had to look at them and I see everything that they was doing, and they put the pressure on me to work hard, do this and do that, you know. And then our mom, God bless her soul, my mom passed away.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
But no, it's all right. And but she stayed on us. She know how much we love football, but in sports and everything. But she was big on academics. If you didn't have the academics, you couldn't play. I remember she took my oldest brother out the game. It was a big time game, and she sat him down. The coach was like, "Hey, no, we need him. He ain't had him grades right, so he couldn't play." You know, so it's more about, you know, the respect of the game and like knowing like everything else around it, not just focusing so much on the game. And see, it's a lot of people put all their eggs in one basket, and I'd be like, listen. Me growing up now, you can't do that. I got a 7-year-old son now. See, I don't preach to him nothing about football. I tell him, look, you know, he see more stuff. Daddy, that was you. Yeah, that was me, man. You know, but I don't harp on it so much now because he's so young. But I don't want him to think that he got to play just because I played.
Now, looking back, you know, your mother was like that. You know, how big of a problem is that now? Like in Riviera, you're saying it's worse than it was. Do you think that's from where it starts with the parents? Where, you know, because I think the rate of broken families is higher than ever.
Higher, yeah.
And then if you don't have a mom like yours, let's just say the mom is doing her best. She's working 2-3 jobs. There's no time.
Right.
You know, when you go back to where you grew up from and you look and you see it's a mess, do you think that's the root of it?
Yes, because it's a lot of broken homes. And you see a lot of single parents. And normally it's the mother in the house. There's no father. He either, you know, locked up or he either dead or, you know, it just not there, deadbeat, whatever you want to call it, just not involved in the kid's life as he should be. You know, so now me having my gym and being in the position that I'm in, I speak out and I reach out to these single parents to let them know, like, I can be that father figure or that mentor or that big brother or the go-to guy for your son. You know, he can come to the gym. He can do this. He can do that. He can pick my brain about different things because I grew up in the same environment as you. Your dad not here, but I'm here for you. So, and I tried, and I got more friends and family that's into the same stuff. So if I can't get to them, I try to let them go into someone else, you know. So I deal with a lot of single parents, though. So
and especially as a male, right? Because if you don't have that father figure, even if your mom is there all the time, you have brothers, you had everything. But if you just have your mom, you don't have that dad where you're like, oh shit, dad's coming home, you know, I'm in trouble, or you know, a big brother like, oh boy, don't come on, don't tell, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So yeah, but we was lucky. My mom, we had a dad, you know, so he's not our biological father, but you might as well say he is, you know. So he was there since we was little, you know. So we had the luxury of having him in the household. And they taught us the structure, you know, as far as hard work. And it ain't all about sports. I mean, that's a good thing to do. The sports is just a bonus, you know. So it's a big deal. People don't look at that and see, like, even with, I don't mean to bring him in, but Cam, with his kids, you got the mom and the dad at the house. So you see the structure with the kids, the way they talk, the way they move around, the way they attack work, the way they attack the classroom, the sports. It's different versus a kid that's from the inner city saying, okay, I only have my mom. So his mentality is, I got to make it out. Right. But that's all he thinking about. But nobody's telling him you can be something outside of sports, or you can be this, you can be that. They just saying, okay, you good, boy, you going to go to the NFL, you going to go to the NBA. So just imagine, you conditioned to have that in your head since you was 5 years old. Mm-hmm. And then when you get time to get drafted, you don't get drafted. Then what?
What?
Or you get hurt. Then what?
You put all your cards in that, you have nothing. What do? You go back to the streets?
Yeah.
You don't have any other choice.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, what do I fall back on? Because I was taught this since I was 5 years old. I'm conditioned to go to this higher level. And then when you don't go, see, I was in that position at one point.
Yeah, I had a lot of friends in Philly. I mean, they were crushed everything. I mean, just broke every record. But then when they got to college, you're not just playing in Pennsylvania anymore, boy. You're, my friend, and he would admit it, my friend Jaron, and I was friends with him since I was 5.
Mm-hmm.
And he was good at basketball. He just crushed everything, every record you could imagine.
Right.
He went to Michigan State. He was on the bench.
Wow. Yeah.
And it wasn't because he got less, like he didn't work as hard. It's just that, and back then everybody was like, yo, he's going pro for sure, and it's brainwashed in your head. You're going to go pro. You're going to go pro.
Right.
He gets there and he's up against real competition.
Yeah.
Shit, like you said, if you don't have something to fall back on, then you're like, oh, what do I do now?
Yeah, for real.
And then you had, 13 different scholarships to choose from?
Mm-hmm.
Narrow it down to the top, the 3 that you were debating through.
Yeah. If I had to go back, I think I would have went to West Virginia.
Really, West Virginia?
Mm-hmm. Because at the time, I forgot the head coach's name, but he wanted me to be the next Pac-Man because I was small, so fast, small, I could cover, and me looking back, my top 3 would have been NC State, Clemson, and West Virginia. Huh. But I would have chose West Virginia if I can go back.
And were those the 3 that you had on the table at the end, or when you got NC State, that's where you were headed?
I had 5, but I already knew I was going to NC State. I said if I left out the state, I was going where my brother was at because he was already there.
Oh, okay, so that's what pushed you to that point.
That pushed me there. And then they ran a lot of man-to-man defense, and I was a cover corner, so I love man. I didn't really like zone. So
now, how much practice is that and work is that to get to that, just to the college level? Because you can't just go to practice.
No, it's a lot. See, but I owe that to my brothers.
Yeah.
Like, for real, because Darren, that's my oldest brother. Well, he twins, so Darius is the oldest. He was a freak too. All my brothers was freaks. You know what I'm saying? So
genetics, man.
Like we was back to back. So we got the 2 twin brothers. My brother's 38 now, and DeJuan 36, and then you got me, 35. So so we was always competitive. We running around the house. We doing this, doing that. I see what they doing, so I'm trying to beat them at everything. I'm the little runt. They pushed me over, so I was tough. I always told somebody, if you were my size, you don't have a chance. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were tough. We looked up at pictures. You were, what'd you say, 160?
The 165 in those pictures. But when I first got to NC State, I was 151 pounds. I didn't even want to step on the scale.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it was tough. So people see me now and be like, whoa, man, what you play linebacker?
Or running back, right?
Yeah, something. So
now, when you get to NC State, like as we talked about, a little bit different, what was the competition like different from being in high school? Like, were you shocked at how good the competition was that you were going up against?
Super shocked. So the thing about it, my competitive nature was so high. They even said, boy, this little dude from Florida, he talks so much, but he back it up. So I was always taught to compete. You see, so I remember the first day of practice. I told my mom, I called her after practice. I said, Mom, these boys big, they fast, and they strong. You know what I'm saying? So I said, it's different. I said, it seems like we playing in a game and we in practice. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I always preach to a lot of my young athletes now, like, prepare yourself now. Don't wait till you get to college and, think it's going to be sweet. It's not sweet because you was all Palm Beach County here. Now you going against Mr. California. He on your team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You going against Mr. Georgia, this, that, and third. So everybody got all these high school accolades, but that's out the window as soon as you get to college, you know? So the competition is every day. Like, it don't matter who you playing. We played William and Mary, almost lost.
And to be honest with you, I like watching college, unless it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I like Tom Brady a lot.
Tom Brady, that's the goal.
My God. We always say this. Look, we're just bringing it up now because as we said it, look, you're with me on this one. He had Belichick, but he goes and got hit more than he ever got hit in his career the first year, wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Then the year before he retired, he got hammered all year. And the last game, they took a throw. And I always say this. I don't know if you saw it. They took a throw, and they put it screen to screen. The throw from when they played the Giants in the Super Bowl was like a 70-yard pass to the throw now at 41-42, exactly the same.
Yeah.
And he got clobbered the last 2 years.
Yeah.
To me, that's it. He thinks Montana.
Montana,
baby.
I like Montana too, you know, but he was with a Hall of Fame receiver. So it's like.
What do you think, Deandre, is the difference between athletes when you played to the athlete of today? What do you think the biggest difference is, the athlete your time period versus the athlete now?
Work ethic.
Yeah.
Simple.
Everything's given.
A lot of it given. You know, a lot of them got the 7-on-7s now, and they do the AAU. I love it. You know, it's a lot of exposure, but social media is taking over a lot with these kids. You know, their phones, they working out. You know, they want to be on their phone. They want to do this. They want to do that. We didn't have phones. I didn't get a cell phone until I graduated high school.
Good.
You know, so I didn't have license till I graduated high school. I mean, that's just how my mom made it because of my big brother, though. But
can you imagine if he did?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It wasn't even that bad then.
It's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I always tell these kids, like my brother, Dewan went to the NFL. So his work ethic was crazy. I'm in the house playing the game. He would grab his stuff.
Oh, his thing went off.
Oh, it's fine.
I was about to.
Yeah, he would grab his stuff, like his workout stuff. He don't tell me he's about to go work out. He just grabbed his stuff and he about to work out. So I better get the memo if I don't. He not saying, hey, little bro, you want to go work out? Not saying that. So he just walk out of the house. So I see him going, let me put the controller down. I got to go, you know. Bro going to work out. I'm going to go work out too, you know. I don't want to be left behind. But see, that's what I grew up around. See, a lot of the kids, they don't have that big brother, or they don't have that big cousin, or that father that, you know, played in the league or went to the college, or even was a star in high school. So it's like, what they looking up to, you know. Mom didn't play no sports, you know. So it's like, it's a big deal though, you know. So that work ethic, and I preach to my guys all the time because I train a lot of high school athletes, and I just tell them, like, y'all got to understand, man, as good as you are now, you got to start all over when you get to college, man. You got to start all over. It's different. That coach praising you now, sitting here doing this, as soon as you get there, get your ass up, get down, go over there, go do this, go do that, you know. You know.
This episode is brought to you by Manscaped.com. Breaking news, Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right. They are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with brand new Beard Hedger Pro Kit. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind Beard Hedger Pro Kit allows you to shave your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to Manscaped.com and using code MSCS Media for 20% off and free shipping. No one likes a weird beard, so say goodbye to all the stubble trouble with Manscaped's Pro Beard Kit. It all starts with the Beard Hedger. This thing is a monster of fixing faces. First off, this cordless trimmer has a rotary wheel that gives you 20 hair cutting lengths, all with one guard. No more messing around in drawers, this color one, that color one, all with one guard. Plus, it's waterproof, so you can shave in the shower and avoid all that hair in the sink. The Pro Kit doesn't end there, though. First, there's the beard shampoo and conditioner. You need to remember your hair is different. Next, Manscaped's beard oil. Cap it off with beard balm. The Pro Kit also comes with 3 different gifts: a beard brush, comb, and scissors to ensure your beard is ready to impress. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code MSCS Media at Manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at Manscaped.com. Use the code MSCS Media. Manscaped Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths. Link is in the description below. This episode is brought to you by Let's Get Checked. Are you the man your father was? Recent studies have shown that men's testosterone levels have dropped substantially since the 1980s at about an average of 1% per year. Think about how old your father was when he was born. For example, if he was 30, your testosterone levels could be 30% lower than his. Low testosterone levels can have all type of health effects on men. It can affect your mood, sex drive, memory, muscle mass loss, you name it. And yes, low testosterone is more common the older you get, but it can affect men at any age. So let's talk about today's sponsor, Let's Get Checked. You can order a testing kit that will be delivered to you in a discreet packaging with next-day delivery. Once your sample arrives in the laboratory, confidential results will be available from your secure online account within 2 to 5 days. So, if you want to test your hormone levels without having to leave your home, visit trylgc.com/MSCS Media and get 25% off your test using the code MSCS Media. The link is in the description at the top. You ain't shit.
Yeah.
And if you don't, there's 3-4 guys that are just as good as you are or this close to as good as you waiting to take your spot.
Yeah.
And that's why, like I said, other than Brady, but the last probably 10 years, I'd rather watch college football because they play harder.
Right.
Play. I mean, they play hard. Whereas now, especially in the last 5 years, if you, other than a couple guys, if they have a sore finger, they take out, especially the NBA. I don't know what the hell happened to the NBA.
Yeah, for sure. It's too soft.
But I always like college better. So you were there 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the thing with Tom, which we'll get to?
Yeah.
But what was a most memorable experience in those 3 years, and what was a terrible one that you had to fight through? So, there's a ton of college football fans. I think more than NFL right now, to be honest with you. Not many people like the commissioner.
Yeah.
So what was a real memorable one, and what was a situation you were in that you had to fight through to get through it?
The most memorable is easy, super. Me and my brother playing together.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I was a redshirt freshman, and I was starting the 6th game of the season against Louisville. At that time, Brum, I remember his name, Brum, the quarterback for Louisville, he was leading the nation in passing yard. Now, my mom and dad was already scheduled to come to that game. So the previous game, I'm just going to tell you real quick, we were playing Clemson. Clemson was beating us bad. We couldn't win the game. So I got in the game in the third quarter. So they tried to throw the ball deep, to score another touchdown. So when I got in, I'm on the guy and checked them at the line. They threw the ball, and it was a pass breakup, but my helmet came off, and I was over the guy like this doing the incomplete sign, right? So long story short, a lot of the upperclassmen, they was like, listen, man, you going to start next week. I say, nah, man, how you talking about I'm going to start? I say, that's just a little play, We had a team meeting, so they brought us in, the whole team. They was like, listen, we're going to show one clip. If we get everybody on the team with this energy, now we getting our ass beat. This boy get in the game and make this play like we going to win the game. Obviously, we can't win. So they played the clip, and it was that clip. And I was like, whoa. Shit.
Maybe I am, right?
Yeah, so they ended the meeting right off that. The meeting was just for that clip. So we broke off into position meeting. So when we went in the room, Coach Reed, he's at Clemson now. And that was my defensive back coach. And so they had to board up. I see field corner, Deandre Morgan. I'm like, so my heart.
Am I seeing things right?
I always wanted to start now, but now I see this shit up there. I'm like, oh my God, I'm really starting for real, So I'm like, damn. So first thing I did, I called my dad. I say, Pop, I'm starting. Boy, you hear me? I say, don't tell Mama. I say, y'all already coming to the game, but don't tell Mama. You know what I'm saying? So me and my brother, he was already starting at free safety, so he's directly behind me. I'm at field corner. He was at free. And so that was the most memorable thing, me playing with my brother, my blood brother, So, and that was the best thing for me ever in college.
And really, what are the odds of that?
I know, right? Like my blood brother, same bed, same everything. We used to be in the room, in the locker room and stuff, or the training room, and he used to, my brother used to tape my foot because I had broke my foot in high school.
Broke your foot?
Yeah, I broke my foot, man. It was, I had to get my sesamoid bone taken out.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was tough because we were playing Palm Beach Lakes, and I caught the ball going out into the flats, and I made a cut. Boom. And when I cut, I just heard like a crack, and my foot is slid. So the sesamoid bone, your big toe here, and there's 2 bones, little bones on the outside, and I cracked that inner one.
You know, Jordan played a year with a broken foot.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's why I say, man, that's why he the GOAT.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Now, was your foot ever the same after that?
No.
Never the same, right?
See, I ran a 4.26 in high school.
Holy shit.
And then, yeah, when I broke my foot, I got my speed back. I was still fast, but like in my pro day, I ran a 4.37.
And then when you were in NC State, what was the most challenging game that you were in that you had to get through? I think that's always interesting because, you know, people that watch it or hear it, no matter what, it could be work, it could be anything. Like, just see a guy like you that made it where you're walking out into, you're not walking out into bleachers, bro. You're walking out into stadiums.
Yeah, stadiums.
That has to be some shit when you walk out there.
Yeah. That's why I tell these kids, man, all the time. I don't want to get off topic, but I say every time we ran out the tunnel, and you look up and you see 70,000 people screaming.
Is that how many people were there?
We had 75.
Yeah,
but
it's bigger than a country concert.
Yeah, but the biggest stadium I played in was when we played South Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And my boy Emmanuel Cook. See, he was from Palm Beach Gardens High School, so we met up and we played, you know, so at their home. But they got like 110,000 or 105, something like that. I don't want to quote it, but it's 100 though, 100,000. Gamecock Stadium, big. That's the biggest I played in.
My goat is Chris Brown. Chris Brown isn't selling even in London. He's not doing 110,000 out there.
Yeah. So, but my to get back on the game, I would say most challenging one. I wouldn't say it's challenging. Well, it was challenging, but it was great. It was a great challenge for me. That was when we played the University of Miami down here in Miami. Yeah. So it was just they had a lot of athletes. Sam Shields, you know, they had Greg Cooper. They had a lot of fast guys, so it was a lot of impact guys on the offense. So we had to really bring it because you know we normally play in Boston College and you know Duke and. You know, they ain't got fast guys like this. So when we played Miami, yeah, you got to bring it every time.
They were better than Boston College?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, at the time, yeah.
Wow.
See, Boston College, they were disciplined and stuff. They had a guy, Tribble, the defensive back. He was a corner. He was good. They had Luke Kuechly was there as well.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah. I like Luke. He was good.
So then you get through the 3 years there, and then you basically get forced out of there, right?
Forced out.
And we were talking about Russell Wilson. Like, what happened with that? Just whatever you want to say. You know, you don't have to go too far with it.
With the Russell?
Well, no, with you getting forced out among and what happened with other players,
right?
Like, will blow your mind.
So, it don't matter because my boys, they would love for me to talk about it. For real.
They probably got the other ones probably got some NDA or some shit.
Yeah,
right?
I'm tell my boy they got to watch it to see it. But no, seriously though, see, I was a 3-year starter.
3-year starter?
Yeah.
What 3-year starter gets forced out, man?
Yeah.
3-year starter. So coming into my senior year, well, it was my junior year. I got hurt, you know, in camp. So when I got hurt, I had a high ankle sprain. I got an interception. I came out the end zone and I got piled. You know, I got tackled. It was a pile. So somebody came down on my ankle. Long story short, I'm rehabbing, trying to get back so we can play. The next game that we had to play North Carolina. I couldn't play. So I don't know if he thought I was just trying to, you know, hold out or what. But I'm the last person trying to hold out, man. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't play, and he basically told me, because at the end of the year, we have our evaluation. You got to meet with the coaches and everything. So when I met with Tom, he told me, he said, there's no spot on the team for you. We're going in a different direction.
What does he mean, different direction?
That's what I wanted to know. So I said, what you mean, different direction? I say, so you mean to tell me I can't compete for a job or I can't, you know, play special team? I can't be a backup, nothing. He was like, no, it's not a spot on the team for you.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. If a coach would say, I'm going in a different direction, they would say, hey, look, Deandre, this is what we're going to go, but you got to go up against A, B, C, D, E. Mm-hmm. I know you don't want to do this. You started for 3 years. That's normally how it would go.
Correct.
The fuck?
So I was blowed. I'm like, I couldn't process it. So I'm like, oh, wow.
And no reasoning.
That's what I'm saying. It was no reasoning behind it. So when I walk out, he was like, wish you the best of luck, this, that, and the third or whatever. And I'm like, what you mean, best of luck? You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to jump across this desk and knock you, you know.
Wait a minute. So you're starting for 3 years out of nowhere, basically. He said there's no spot for you in your team. All in one day. Good luck.
It was built up over time because when I got hurt, they trying to rehab me and nurse me to get me back on the field, but my ankle wasn't complying. So, and I mean, it's others. I think some other stuff have to do with my brother when he went to the NFL, you know. So they wanted my brother to come back his senior year. When he didn't come back, that's when shit went downhill. You see what I'm saying? So my brother even called up there before. He was like, "Listen, hey, my decision ain't got nothing to do with my brother, you know." So it was just like it was just going downhill, and I'm like, wow, you know. So it was just too much. They thought I was trying to go to the NFL early, all type of stuff. I was like, man, listen, I'm just trying to play my senior year. You know, I want to walk out on the field. I want my mom and dad to be there. You know, senior night, this, that, and the third. All that was stripped away. So when I left out to meet, when he told me there was no spot on me, so I called my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh no, they not. They ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna call up there. They gonna
you got this morning.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want that."
So I like, Mom, it ain't like high school. You can't just call up there. Yeah, they ain't doing my.
They don't
like
understand,
that, you know?
man. My mom didn't understand either. When I was in a situation, I'm like, Mom, this ain't gonna work. You can't do this. Yeah.
So he told her the same thing, pretty much. So now I'm like, I was out of it. I thought my whole life was over. So I didn't go to class no more. I was academically ineligible. So I got suspended. Nobody know about this here. I've never talked about this. Just my close people that know. So y'all the first one to hear about this. Like, seriously. So I had to go home. And when the season started, I was in the bathroom crying. Because people called, I'm a grown man now, in the bathroom. Because I'm home. Nobody knew I was home. The season started. They see the field corner. I think they had C.J. Wilson starting at the time. Yeah, that's my boy. He cool. And so he was starting at the time. And everybody calling my phone, just blowing my phone up. And I'm looking at it. I just ain't answering the phone. I'm seeing the text message.
The last thing you want to see is like, where are you?
Where you at? Where you at? Why they got him starting? This, that, and third. So I'm like, I ain't answer. So I had to deal with that for the whole year. So when the season was over, I was academically ineligible, so I couldn't transfer. I had to graduate from NC State first and then transfer to North Alabama because I supposed to went that. When they told me I couldn't play no more, I supposed to went right then and there. But I didn't go to class, so I was messed up. So I took that semester off. So I had to go back. I was on campus. I had to take out a loan, and then I was staying in one of my boys' room for the whole semester. So I had free rent and all that. So, but that's another story. So I graduated. When I graduated, my mom was there. Everybody was there. You know, I cried, you know, because I'm like, oh, it's over with. Now I can go to North Alabama, start, you know, my last season. So when I went there, Terry Bowden was at the time, and I played alongside Janoris Jenkins. He was at the other corner. Oh. But when I got there, my game went down. I was not the same player.
Well, that crushed you.
Yeah, I was not the same player. And then, like, I had, you know, opportunities to go, you know, for the NFL, but they, you know, I just had the pro day at North Alabama, and they didn't invite me to the combine, and it was just so much stuff. So make a long story short, once my agent, Butch at the time, Butch Davis, he told me, he was like, they talked to the New England Patriots, the Raiders, and the Steelers, I think. They said they've been watching me since my sophomore year. And they said, you know, they asked Tom O'Brien about me, and he said they shouldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole.
What a motherfucker.
I didn't know that, and I'm like, I'm wondering why I ain't getting no calls. I mean, I ain't getting nothing. Like, it was the night before the draft. Me and my mom was on the couch. Well, she was on the other couch. I was laying down. So I got a call. It was a Tennessee area code. So I hopped up. I said, Mom, pause the TV. I said, I don't know who this is, but I'm going to answer it. He was like, hey, how you doing? This coach such and such. I forgot his name with the Tennessee Titans. He said, is this the best number to reach you on draft day? I said, yes, this is my cell phone. He said, okay, we'll be in touch. Never heard nothing else.
Probably called Tom.
That was it. That was the only team that called me, Tennessee Titans.
And you know Bill Belichick. He finds the little, you know, the guys that are really, really good, but maybe aren't popping out everywhere, and then turns them into superstars.
Right.
Brady was a backup.
Yeah.
And what's his name got hurt. The whole team was backups, really. Man, you could have been playing with Tom Brady if it wasn't for that.
That's what I'm saying. But see, he had something against me.
Bro,
that was
you know
crazy.
it was because of your brother.
Yeah,
you know.
Man. Listen, I was a 3-year starter. I had over 2,000 snaps in my career. Never gave up a touchdown.
2,000 snaps, jeez.
Never gave up
Where's
a touchdown.
Tom O'Brien now?
I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I hope I ain't gonna say that,
hopefully he's in Afghanistan.
Yeah,
you know, in a hut or something.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So It was tough, and that's why people was like, when Russell Wilson left, I was like, they were like, why Russell would leave NC State? I said, you think that man just gonna leave NC State like that? I said, he's not just gonna leave. I said, he was forced out as well. You see what I'm saying? So they wanted Mike Glennon to start so bad because they promised this man a starting position. But Russell is the guy. You can't take Russell out. When you see Russell, you can't take Russell out. Russell was playing baseball. They wanted Russell to quit baseball. They gave him an ultimatum. You either play baseball or you playing football. What you gonna do? Man, I'm going to baseball. So we as players, we like, listen, we don't care what Russell do. Long as Russell, every time he come back, he be ready. So we not worried about that. Russell, you go play baseball. You can shoot kites or whatever.
You can throw darts if you want, right?
Yeah. When you bring your ass back, you good. You see what I'm saying? So it don't matter. So
how do you get? So he was, and so Russell, and you both you guys, you were coming to the game the same all the time, and they go to Russell Wilson and say, "Hey, pal." Even though your numbers haven't gone down, they're still going up. Everybody knows who you are. Even in college, you have an ultimatum to pick, and because you don't pick because you like both sports.
I guess they never heard of a guy named Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders, probably.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. And then the man was he was so effective. Like if Russell in the game, we know we gonna win. Put it like that. Russell in the game. We got to intercept. Hey, he come to the bench. Hey, we need the ball back. Russell be like, hey, we got you, boy. Because we know what Russell going to do. Yeah. So he got us pumped up. You can't let a guy like that go. Man, come on, man. I'm going to give you a prime example. We played Rutgers, right? In the Papa John's bowl game. It was in Birmingham, Alabama.
What's a bowl game like? When you go to a bowl game, what's that like?
That's the best thing.
Everybody watches them. I mean, even girls that don't like it, they're forced to sit there and watch.
No, the bowl game is amazing. So you get together with all your boys, and we just having fun. We doing different activities and stuff. But the most thing that I liked the best was they pulled us in the auditorium. So we was on the right side, Rucker was on the left side. So they showing highlights of each team, each player. They had Kenny Britt at the time.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So they throwing the ball. They had McCourty twins, and they had some boys now, but we did too. We was stacked, So
was that Shiano years? Was he at Rutgers?
Yeah, yep, Shiano. Mm-hmm. And so they threw the ball to Britt on the highlight. He catching the ball, so the boys was like, "Who gonna stop him?" Right? Like, ooh, yeah, who gonna stop him? So right after his play, they showed my hit. When I hit the guy, I knocked him unconscious. He was playing against William and Mary, and they was like, "That's who." At
160, right?
Yeah.
160, he's knocking the guy out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the bowl game, man, and it's just, all the material and all the stuff that you get, it's
just great memory to have and everything.
Great memory, Even with Russell, that's when I knew Russell was big time.
Yeah.
Listen, we all doing bowl activities. I said, why the hell Russell leaving the hotel with Wendell Murphy? I'm like, see, Russell big time, man. Russell big time.
Why did he leave?
Because they probably was showing him around in the city. Everybody got regular rooms, man. Russell up in the suite.
He started up in the suite.
Yeah, so it was different. But I say he deserved it though,
Yeah.
Listen, you're not gonna find too many Russell Wilson. That's why when I was in college and when I left and people were talking about Russell going to the NFL, they say, man, he ain't gonna be good in the NFL. I say, man, y'all crazy. I say, watch, this man gonna be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
And what was
They ain't believe me. He supposed to have 2 Super Bowls. That last little touchdown, they should have gave the ball to Marshawn, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Lynch is something, man. In his prime, nobody could take that guy down.
Now, my brother told me that's the hardest guy to tackle one-on-one. DeWan went to the NFL, so he was like, that's the hardest guy to tackle one-on-one.
Now, being that your brother was in the NFL, and really, in my opinion, this is me saying it, you should have went. You got screwed, and just like the guy I was talking to you about earlier that had on Chris.
Right.
He was there with the draft and everything, and it didn't happen. For whatever reason, seems very similar to me. And he had said when he didn't, he's like, people don't understand. When that happened, it's like losing a loved one.
Right.
He said, I couldn't pick up, he said, even now, I can't pick up pads. I can't look at the field. It's like, NFL or, football isn't like you go to the YMCA and play hoops.
Right.
And he was like, it's literally like losing a loved one. And is that how you felt when you got hit?
You put so much into it, that's why I go back to the age of 5, the late nights, the double practices, the eating, the sprints, the sweating, the everything. I never wanted to quit football until when I first got to NC State, we did mat drills. And listen, so during the first set, I went downstairs in the training room. I sat on the table, and I'm like, this ain't for me. I was ready to check out then, but I'm looking at my mom like, boy, listen,
Get your
my mom,
ass.
yeah, my mom work hard,
Yeah.
2 jobs, doing this, doing that, making it happen. No way I'm quitting. I mean, I would never quit because she always told me, you start something, you finish it, So I would never quit, but them mat drills had me second guessing life, boy.
Explain a mat drill for people that don't know.
So mat drills is like it's a combination of agility and explosiveness and concentration. I mean, everything. So like your heart rate is through the roof, and it take a lot of discipline. So you going with like 5 other guys that's lined up. So they give you different commands. So when they blow the whistle, boom, you got to stay still. Then you got to run your feet. You got to go off their command. So when they say to the right, to the left, you got to jump. You got
It's
to
like the damn military.
yeah, and then you got to go to the next station. It's different stations throughout the weight room. So I'm like, man, y'all. I say, yeah, it was because we never did nothing like that in high school. So I'm like, come on, man. I'm thinking we're gonna run, do the conditioning stuff or whatever. So it was good though. But but stuff like that, that's why I say I told them players, I say, man, football will break you down. You know what I'm saying? But it teach you so much at the end, like real life lessons. About accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like leadership, like hard work, dedication. Like. All those principles, you need that in real life. If you quitting on drills, you're going to quit on your job.
Yeah, like you said, like you were about to give up and you said, nah, I got to do it.
Yeah, you got to do
and
it.
you fought through it and got where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the second guy where your brother went pro and you seem to talk very highly about him. So did Keon.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people where if their brother went pro, they're like, yeah, he went pro. They don't have that. But you and Keon were the same way.
Yeah. For real.
Now, when you had that high upper ankle sprain, that's like what Mahomes had, right?
Right.
Basically all through the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell do they shoot him with that he could still run on that thing?
Man, listen.
I mean, what do they shoot him with?
I don't know if they got
I can't imagine the cortisone's enough.
at the time. See, I know we was using cortisones and stuff, but I was against that type of stuff. So I didn't get injected with nothing. But I ain't want nothing in my body, so I was good. But yeah, I mean Mahomes, man, that worth too much money. You got to be out there. They put something in him, but I don't know what they put in him. He probably had some deer antler and all in him.
Now, do you think it was numb? You think it was numb where you just couldn't feel it? Completely numb? Is that what they would do?
Numb. There's no way. Come on, the second half when he get out and run the ball the way he did.
That's what I'm saying.
But
and got hit
and
ran.
So imagine how he feel 2-3 days after the game.
Not very good.
That shit wear off. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So it's like, but that's part of the frustration when it comes to this football. You doing all this to your body for this money, but you ain't gonna be able to enjoy that stuff when you down the road. Like look at Deion. I don't want to get off topic, but look at Deion for example. I got prime time because Deion. I wore 21 because of Deion, and I hope he see this here.
Well, how fun! Deion was so fun to watch.
Too fun. You'll never see a Deion again.
We're gonna get him, man. When he comes in, I'll come in.
He's the best though too, because you hear Deion talk to these college kids. Like he kicked a kid out of practice because he wasn't wearing the right color socks.
Yeah,
good.
He's like, this is a team.
Yeah.
This isn't an individual. It's a team. And I just think nowadays too with these kids, it's like, man, like you got it so good when you get to college, right? Just follow the rules.
Mm-hmm.
That's your coach. Listen to your coach. You may not agree with him all the time, but it's just, I don't know. In my opinion, the athlete has changed. Like you were kind of saying, the work ethic's changed, right? Mm-hmm. I also think the respect is kind of gone too, and it's like, I don't know. It's just kids nowadays. Respect for elders, respect for anything is gone.
They know.
I really wanted to know what Mahomes was on.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know. I mean, hey, you got to give it to him because he played through it.
Yeah.
And he had to know what he was going to be feeling for the next probably 2 months. But I just wish I knew exactly what they shot him with because I couldn't believe, and I don't mean to keep bringing it, but I couldn't believe he ran with the ball.
No, I mean, I was thinking the same thing, and then it looked like he was faster.
That's what I mean. And it had to be completely numb where he couldn't feel anything.
Yeah.
Good thing they got that hold there at the end.
Hey, look,
you gonna throw that in?
I think, hey, even though I'm from Philly, I like Reed. I like Andy Reid.
Yeah, me too.
He went through a lot of stuff, so I was kind of rooting for him. But Eagles got a lot of calls their way too early on, in my opinion.
I had to root for them. I got history with the Chiefs, man. So, my brother got drafted to him, 82nd pick in the 2008 NFL draft. And then now my god brother Terry Braden, he coached for the Chiefs. He been there for 5 years, 2 Super Bowls. So
everybody was looking at me like I'm nuts because I'm for Philly. But I like Andy Reid. I liked Andy Reid. Like, he doesn't give up. He kept fighting. He went through the thing with his one son with the drug thing, and then his other son gets a DUI, and then they make a big – and he still coaches.
Right.
You know what I mean? Went through it. Mm-hmm. Didn't want to talk about it. And then they tried to bash him, before the Super Bowl, and he was like, he didn't care. He just did his job.
Because you got to understand, man, we human. Think about it. Everybody got a dark side with family, friends, whatever. Brothers, sisters, mom, dad. It don't matter. It's just, people pay close attention to that because of his status. If Andy Reid was a nobody, you wouldn't hear about it. You see what I'm saying? So it really don't matter. So that's why when it comes to, being on that level like that, you got to be watching certain stuff. Like, that's why LeBron don't get into social media and all that stuff, man.
LeBron needs to learn how to play.
Yeah.
this guy, man. He needs to, unfortunately, with Kobe. But if Kobe would have played with LeBron on the same team, it would have been another Shaq thing. He wouldn't give him the ball. This guy doesn't play if he's got a sore fingernail now.
Yeah.
How I have to bring this up. How in the world are the Lakers the worst team in the league?
Yeah.
I know they had Russell Westbrook. They got rid of him. AD got rid of him.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody wants to play with LeBron.
No, man.
This episode is sponsored by ZBiotics. What is ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic? The ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is a genetically engineered probiotic you drink before drinking alcohol to avoid that rough next morning and get back to living your life. PhD scientists invented it because they know the real problem is not dehydration. It's a toxic byproduct of alcohol, and ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the only product that breaks it down. Just remember to drink responsibly and plenty of rest too. Every time I have ZBiotics before drinking, I'm amazed at how good I feel the next day. ZBiotics is a must-have for me because it means I'm still going to make my daily workout even if I have a few drinks the night before. That's important to me. You can get ZBiotics for 15% off your first order using my code MSCSmedia at checkout. I recommend getting the 6-pack. That's what I got. It's a great deal. You have a couple extra to share with friends. Go to zbiotics.com/MSCSmedia. That's Z as in zebra, biotics, BIOTICS.com/MSCSmedia, or scan the QR code on the screen right now and get 15% off your first order. You will not be sorry. Link is in the description below. This episode is brought to you by Fiji. More than just water.
This is not just rock. It's ancient volcanic rock that filters tropical rain, giving it double the electrolytes and its signature soft, smooth taste. It's not just water. It's Fiji water.
And I know, and that's my favorite player, man, but I don't know what's going on.
Something's going on there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But
now, in college football, do they test for steroids? Is there a lot of steroid use?
They test for everything.
They do in college. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Yeah. So, but when we was there, they didn't test as much. It was more like a drug test type of deal. But when the NCAA came in, they test you for everything. So I got called for an NCAA test one time, but it was 4 a.m, man.
Oh. Well, they want to get you off guard.
Yeah. But I mean, I ain't never did no drugs, so it ain't matter.
Pull up tab 2. Now, like they were always going back and forth about paying college players. Mm-hmm. My opinion, when I was looking at it, look what they're paying the coaches.
Yeah.
Nick, I mean, $10 million a year.
Yeah.
Right. And like we were saying earlier, we're not talking about filling bleachers.
Right.
I didn't even know it was as many as you said. Yeah. 70,000, 80,000, 110. That's every week.
Every week.
Now, do you think the college players should get paid? I think if at the minimum, at least put it in a fund.
Absolutely.
Because you're the one taking the hits. Mm-hmm. You're the one risking your body. And for what? I mean, no offense to anyone, but if they're going to give $10 million, I mean, there's guys that leave the NFL to go back and coach college football.
But think about it. They getting paid off of us anyway. So that's why when I was in college, we got the 2 guys from Stanford, they sued the NCAA.
Good.
And we got some checks. I got my check. A couple of my players got theirs too. For amateurism, because that's why we never had names on the back of the jerseys. But they know it was you because when you go to your profile, they say Deandre Morgan, number 21, Riviera Beach, Florida.
Why didn't they have the names? I never thought about that. Why don't they?
Because it was considered amateurism, but they were still using our information.
Amateurism?
Yeah. So, but they was getting paid off of us. That's why they stopped the NCAA football game.
Yep.
What?
You see, it ain't been no NCAA football game.
No.
EA Sports was getting paid from that. I mean, we on the game.
Video game? Yeah.
They give the Madden, like NFL players, every year you on Madden, you get what, $10,000 each player?
And nothing for the college.
People ain't know about that, but yeah, we got nothing. So those two Stanford guys, they were smart.
Yeah.
So they took over for the whole NCAA and they got us paid. But now that's why they doing the NIL deals and all this stuff, you know? So
what do they have now? Did they pass anything?
Nah, they ain't passed.
They ain't giving nothing.
It just I ain't been following it like that, to be honest with you, but I think they should have been did the NIL deal stuff because I could have got me some money.
Well, they should. You're selling out like Wilson, for example.
Yeah.
How many of those 70,000 people, 110,000 people are going to see him, even if they don't like him?
And just imagine they selling jerseys. They got these little bobbleheads, all that stuff. So you making money off us, but y'all not compensating us no type of way.
Right, and then if you don't make it to the NFL, what, you leave with some paper that says you got a 4-year degree?
Right.
That nowadays, in my opinion, nobody really cares about unless you're a doctor or a lawyer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So then when you're done with the college, how long until you started to get into fitness? What did you go to, U Fitness or something?
No, I was at UFit. So when I first started with fitness, I was getting trained a long time ago, me and my brother, by Marvin Boyd. You know, he was an inner city guy that, you know, trained a lot of kids, athletes, and, you know, females, women, everybody. And so when I stopped, we was real close. So when I stopped playing, I went to him. I was like, listen, bro, I wanna train, you know. So he put me on. Then he got me certified, and then I went to he had to connect with UFit health clubs, and that's when they had just came out. So it was a third-party training company called Custom Built. I was working for them as a trainer. And then I got promoted to a director like 3-4 months after, you know. So I was doing that. And then I was like, I'm going to get into something else. So I got into bail bonds. Then when I got into bail bonds.
Yeah. How does bail bonds work? I always wanted to know this. All right, so
I got some stories.
Yeah, I want to hear them.
We might be all day, boy.
I want to hear them. So if I get a $50,000 bill, I pay 10%, right? Okay. Well, who pays the rest of it?
Well, we pay. So
you actually do pay.
No, well, we are an insurance company state, so it's a surety state. Okay.
To make it easy, we'll say $100,000. I got a $100,000 bond. I got to pay you $10,000 to get out, right?
You got to pay me $10,000 to get out.
Okay.
So now he co-signed for you. Okay. So
his
now
house.
Yeah, or whatever. He do collateral, use his house, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If something goes wrong, I'm telling him, listen, just make sure he go to court. You know, if you don't go to court and that date come across the desk and say, oh, he skipped, so now we got 3 months to catch you. If we don't catch you, we go on to Rob and say, listen, we're gonna make your life miserable, okay?
You look like a scary. You could be a real scary Bondsman, man.
We come and see my partner, my boy G, okay, bigger than me, 6'4",
no,
280 pounds.
I'm going to court. Yeah. I'm running later after I'm done with you guys.
280. You know what I'm saying? So you know he the Hulk, and I was more like Flash because I was the fast one. You know, go catch him or whatever.
You're chasing guys.
Yeah,
really.
I was chasing them. I got videos and all. You know, so yeah, so if we don't catch you, now we going after him for insurance fraud. So if we just gonna make his life miserable so he can tell us where the hell you at.
Now, how does that work with the court though? What does the court get out of that $10K?
Now they're gonna get $100,000. The state gonna get $100,000 from our insurance company.
Huh.
Then when the insurance company have to pay that $100,000 because we may not have it in our buffer account, I'm just giving
your insurance goes up.
Yeah, they're going to drop you. They're going to be like, listen, we can't have these guys. We just had to pay out $100,000 for them. So then they're going to send out a blast email to all the other insurance companies. Don't mess with these guys, you know, because they're going to make you pay. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
And if you're not, you know, it's a rich man game, though, you know. But, I mean, it's a good thing. They're trying to get rid of bail. But I still got my license, though. I just don't go out and get people no more. Somebody called me for a bond. I use that.
Now on a 10K, you get to keep that 10K whether the person shows up or doesn't show up.
Right.
None of it goes to the court.
Yeah, that's our money.
You don't have to kick nothing to the court.
No.
In Florida.
Florida.
Wow.
That's why I say it's easy.
Racket
So like if you call me right now and say, listen, hey D man, my boy just got locked up, $80,000 bond. I'm gonna get $4,000, and because I'm gonna call my boy and tell him they gonna post the bond and do all this. So I'll probably get like $3,500 just off a phone call.
But what, it was just too much of a headache where if you had to run and chase and find
it got dangerous, you know. It got dangerous. Once my boy, my teammate from NC State, Javon Walker, that's my boy, you know, he had got shot.
Oh, jeez.
You know, but he had his vest on, and once that happened, I was like, yeah,
no thanks.
Get away from.
Give me another crazy story from that.
Yeah.
I always wondered how that worked.
I
like,
didn't know that.
$250,000 bail, but you get out with $25K.
Oh, the crazy.
And I was always like in my head, there's no way that court's not getting something. But that's that's shocking because you get a right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you get a misdemeanor shit. You got 3,000 different fines and this and that.
But see, every time you go to court, you got to pay. You got to pay to go to court. So that's why the court keep giving you, you know.
So yeah, they want to hold you forever.
They want to hold you, you know. So all this is about money. Everything about money. But another crazy story. The craziest story was when we had to go to Jacksonville. Because we had a great pickup team, like I say, and so we had to go to Jacksonville because this guy, he was on the run from this bail bonds company, and they couldn't catch him. Every time they seen the man, they couldn't catch him. So he'd run and do whatever. So they called us up. We went up that same day. I'm gonna skip a lot of stuff, but just get right to it. So me, my boy G, and Matt, you know what I'm saying?
You don't know that this close to NFL or should have been NFL players running 4.2 shit. Yeah. Wrong day, buddy. Wrong guys.
So we get up there. We locate the guy. Okay? He's in Orlando. So we leave Jacksonville, go to Orlando. So he on I-4 in one of them little hole-in-the-wall hotels, right? So we find out which hotel. We go to the front. We get we ask, is anybody check in from Jacksonville? We got all the IDs. Boom, we see which one. Linked us to the room. So we go down and we knocking on the door. We told the girl, listen, tell him you need towels, okay? See if he needs some towels. We just want to identify him and see if he in there. She knocked on the door. He peeped out. We seen him. Yeah, he in there. So we surrounded the building. We thought we did. We come in. We hitting the door. He put the latch on the door, so we kicking. Boom, boom. By the third kick, boom, we bust inside. So we all inside the room. The room is about this big, okay? And you got the bathroom straight in the back to the right. He's nowhere to be found. I'm like, where the hell he went? So my boy Matt, he was like, damn. So see how the TV up right here? There was a mirror there. He went behind it, and he moved the mirror. It's a big-ass hole in the wall. That's why they use the hot water heater. So if anything happened, they go through the wall in order to get to the hot water heater. Huh. He went through there. He ran out. Boom, he gone. Okay?
That's a pretty good move. I'll give it to him.
Yeah. So he down I-4. His homeboys pick him up, and they take him to Georgia. So now we find out he's in Georgia now. This is the same day. So we go up to Georgia. Same thing. In the hotel again. He upstairs this time. So we got the key, did the same thing. We're like, listen, we ain't gonna let this shit happen no more. All right. So we surrounded the whole premises, right? We knocking on the door. He looked out again. It's him. Hit the door. Boom, boom. But we hear banging inside, right? So we trying to hurry up and get in. So we get in. He gone.
Again?
We go in the bathroom. Listen, I'm not lying. This is the exact story. In the bathroom. He beat a hole in the wall, in the roof, okay? All that shit was down on the ground. So he climbed up through the roof, in the ventilation and all that, jumped down through the roof in another room, seen us, when we was calling everybody.
Yeah.
So when he seen us moving, he went out the room in the woods.
And that's the pounding that you were hearing when you were trying to get in.
So we took off 2 months, right? We said, man, we got to give it a break. So we got leave from his ex-girlfriend, and I don't want to call the man name. So
isn't that the typical ex-girl, huh?
So we were talking to her. So she gave us a lead that he was in Atlanta, right? So we was like, so I'm just skipping a lot of stuff, but my boy was like, listen, tell him you need some Pampers or something for the baby, and we can locate him. She was like, okay, well, he told me he buy some Walmart. So my boy, we putting our head together. My boy was like, listen, this G, the big, he was like, I bet you he at the Walmart that's in that song that Lucci's talking about, right? So true story, right?
Yeah.
So he was like, so he listened to the song. He was like, bro, it's on such and such. So we went to that street, bro. The man was there, right? So we in the car. I got on regular clothes just like this. So I got my taser in my pocket. He got his stuff, and my boy Matt. You know, so we go inside. So we walking regular. Mind you, I never seen him. They always seen him. I never seen him. He walked past, and he in the aisle, you know, trying to get some cards. My boy say, bro, that's him. I say, stop lying, motherfucker. I say, I'm finna get the man right now. So we went to the front. We told the officer that was in there on the duty. He was like, listen, just wait till he come outside. I was like, all right. So we went outside. I'm on this side, my boy on this side, and my boy in the front. Where you at? He got his hands folded, but his taser under his gun. I say, listen, when I see him, soon as he walk out, I'm going to rush him, you know. I say, I'm ready because we
played this game enough.
Because it was a $250,000 bond.
Oh, you're getting him.
So we getting money off this. Yeah. We finna get broke off. So I say, bro, soon as he walk out, I'm finna rush this man, okay? Football style. Okay.
Let's go.
I'm talking about Goldberg. He came out, man, I rushed him so bad, and I grabbed him, boom, and we go against the wall. So my boy G, he big, so he got him up against the wall like this here, so I'm trying to grab him. And the man was small. He fighting, trying to get out. He's so small, so when we put the cuffs on him, we put him so tight, he couldn't resist. And the thing about it, he was cool, though, so he told us how he escaped everything because he used to work in those hotels. That's how he knew which one to go to.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he had everything planned out. That's why he went to certain hotels when he did it. But, yeah, man, that was the craziest one.
Good moves, though.
Yeah, great move.
The only problem is he went up against a very competitive group of guys. You know what I mean? Not just like the kind of like sitting around type of dudes.
Yeah. I got to find this video, man. We can keep talking. I'm going to show you this video because it was another one. We had to go to South Carolina.
No, it's interesting to me. Yeah. I mean, that's a hell of a move to cut out behind the mirror and then crawl through. You wouldn't think that. I could see the roof, but he had to move. He had to do that quick, though.
He had to do it quick, you know? We had to go to South Carolina because it was this guy. He's supposed to be so fast, and his sister was like, listen, every time the bondsman come, nobody could catch him, so y'all just going to waste y'all time. Y'all just going to waste y'all time trying to get – he in the red jacket, right? So he was in Walmart, you know, getting a little money from the cash, from the little cash advance little thing, right? So we made contact with him. So we walk in. You see regular clothes. And then when they call his name, he jet outside. You'll see me close in on him, and he fall to the ground because I'm
airdropping it over to Rob's.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's gonna play. Listen, so it's just an adrenaline rush, but it got dangerous, so I got out of it. So I just made sure I focus on getting regular bonds now because I do too much of the gym stuff. That's why I really, that's where my heart at now.
What was the biggest bond that you had taken?
That one. Well, that was the biggest one we had to recover for an agency, okay? Because we was like a company that went out. We had a pickup team. So if you had a bail bond company and you had a big bond, you was like $250. Listen, my guys can't find them. So you bring us in and you just pay us the percentage, and go from there.
So like third party type thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did you get it? You're going to pull this out. Had to be crazy.
I put it on Facebook.
Why not, right? It still had to be fun to an extent, but when your boy got shot, that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Because it was like we got kids. I got a son. My son's 7. I can't.
Yeah, you're not trying to dodge bullets.
Yeah, I ain't trying to dodge. But the money was good, but it wasn't that good.
All right, Rob, pull up that video.
Yep.
So this is him in the red shirt, right?
It's him in the red.
And he was the one who's crawling through windows or
No. This is another guy. The sister who said he was fast, and that's us walking in. So I'm in the light gray shirt.
Okay. Oh yeah, his girl said he was so fast.
Yeah. So that's us in the back. See, we went by McDonald's. See, now my boy called him who was outside, and you gonna see us take off. See?
You ain't that fast, buddy.
See? Yeah, that's him in the red. Now you gonna see me. See?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Wow, you caught him quick. Dude.
Yeah. Now the other angle, you gonna see he gonna fall to the ground, and he just surrendered. He just gave himself up right here. He fell right. See how I closed in on him? Yeah. Yeah.
In all fairness, he did give you a little bit of a run, though.
Hey, tried.
I like that, though. Yeah.
And then your boy got shot, you got out of that. Then what made you go into fitness? Because, I mean, that's a competitive business to go into.
Yeah, super competitive. So with me being an athlete all my life, I was like, listen, I told my mom I'm always in the gym, so why not get paid for it? And then I grew to, like, really love helping people. So I started with like little basic stuff, and I just grew to love it because people was, they was coming on to me like, yeah, man, this is something you need to do, like, for real. So, and I just went full head of steam with it. And then it let me stay around the game too, because I was training athletes. My first athlete was Xavier Scott. Oh, he's at Illinois now. I started training him when he was like 12 years old.
At 12?
Mm-hmm. So wow. His dad, shout out to him, because Scott, and he was like, man, you need to get into these kids, like training these kids. So I started with his son, and I thank him for that. And it took off from there. That was like in 2011, 12. And
then when did you have the backbone, balls to say, okay, I'm going to open up dynamic fitness? Because you're not just talking about like something online,
right?
That's, to me, that's a big risk. Even with your background, I mean,
yeah.
you got the edge because you got the background, you got your brother to promote it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But still, you got a gym every other block,
Right. And that's why I said, I was like, I always tell I'm going to bet on me no matter what. So when I first started, I was gym hopping. I was going from different gyms, training people, sneaking in gyms.
Feeling them out, though, too, right?
Luckily, I knew a lot of people that worked in the gym industry, so I used to get away with a lot of things that other trainers couldn't get away with, like independent trainers that go inside LA Fitness and train somebody or whatever. They knew I was training, but, they gave me a little hall pass somewhat, And I used to train people at Dyer Park. I had stuff, cones, ladders, everything in my car. And I got a Camaro, so I used to pack stuff in there and it didn't matter. If I had a little space like this, I'm going to train you, you know what I'm saying? So it didn't matter. So as the years went on, my advisor and my mentor, Rock, Jason Neal, he owns Rock Fitness. And he was like, look, bro, you got to get your own gym. He said, we can't be doing this gym hopping stuff no more. And I was like, yeah, you're right, man. I'm paying rent to certain people, And I was just like, it's time. And then when my mom passed, that gave me the, that extra to go get it, And I was like, because I was, as she was declining, I wanted to, get the gym so she could see it before, she made that transition. But it didn't happen. So it's a lot of stuff behind that. But I'm here now, and it was the best thing that I could have ever did.
Now, what separates you from other gyms? Like, one thing I would have to assume, because I could tell, like, you're an old school guy, honest guy.
Mm-hmm.
When I was I built one out back because it turned into a social club, every gym I went to.
Right.
I don't have time for all that shit.
Yeah.
But you would go in. I know girls that go in all the time and fall for the spiel. I know guys that go in and fall for the spiel. Mm-hmm. And I swear, and I could be wrong, but these guys go up to them and say, hey, I'm a physical trainer or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Why don't we do this? And they go on their phone and they go, this is his statue. I have one of 3 sheets I'm going to follow on my phone. Okay, here's number 2, the same one I always use.
Yeah.
For $35 a session or whatever. Not personable, but they're good talkers. That's why they're doing it. And they're like, oh, okay, Deandre, all right, you want to get a little bit more cut? Okay, we're going to add, what did I do last time? 10 more minutes to your cardio, and let's work on your back more, right? Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. With you, everything that I read, you personalize it.
Yeah.
So how do you personalize it? Because you take somebody in now, especially nowadays, they're overweight. I was looking it up before I came in. They have 32% of people in the United States they call overweight, and 42% they call, I don't know how you get that number, but in between the two, 42% obese.
Right. Wow.
So when somebody comes, let's just say half the country's obese or overweight. Right. I think that's probably fair to say, really, especially after the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody comes in like that, they go to a doctor, take this pill, take this pill, take this supplement that the shit's probably not even in the supplement.
Right.
How do you go about that to separate you from everybody else? Otherwise, you wouldn't be in business.
Exactly. So what I do is I use my before and after pictures that I have with certain clients. So when a woman come in, because I got a lot of women that I train as well, so we'll just talk about the women first. And so when they see it, 9 times out of 10, they see me train either their friend or a family member or just even watch my Instagram or anything. So I want to try you out. So I give them a free session. So when I sit them down and I talk to them, I go over their body fat and I let them see. See, the thing that shocks most people when they see their body fat, they'll step on the scale. Even a woman that's small, they'll step on the scale And you look at the body fat and be like, oh my God, I got 30% body fat, 35% body fat. Wow, I need to do something. Yeah, you do, you know? So it's my job to get you off all your medications.
Oh, cool.
Half the battle, more than half the battle is getting to the gym. Yep. Okay? So once you get there, if you drive and you come to my gym, I'm going to sign you up. That's how I look at it. If you come there, you leaving on some type of package. Because I believe in what I do, and I believe in my system and my formula and what I got to do to get these people to where they need to be health-wise. So
you start with getting them off that's a big thing.
That's the biggest thing. Just to
getting them off that medication.
Yeah, because if you on high blood pressure pills, you a diabetic, you this, you that, your cholesterol high, because you're not running, you eating, sleeping, sitting around in the AC, bones, joints, everything locking up on you. Then you come in the gym, you get your heart rate up for the first time. You feel like, I'm about to die. I can't do this. So when you feel that, you got to keep pushing. That's why I encourage every parent to put their kids in some type of physical activity, sports, anything. Because us growing up, you know what it means. Come on, man. If I got 15 push-ups to do and my brother say, I just did 25, I feel that burn at 20, I got to keep going. See, when they feel that burn, like the average person that never played sports, they feel that burn, no way, I'm stopping.
Believe it or not, I was a really good running back. I broke a lot of records in Pennsylvania. And I say this ad nauseam, but my grandfather was 6'6", didn't get his height. But he went to CBA. But he was the type of guy, if it was snowing, I had a cat, and we had a whole thing, and the thing that you run yourself into to catch the ball, basically. My mom would be like, no, you're going to kill him, you're going to kill him. I had to catch 100 balls in a wife beater, tank top, in the snow. Yeah. And I'm like, this guy's going to kill me. I'm a kid. When it was hot, 3 sweatshirts, 3 sweatpants. But then I understood because I was running back. When I got into high school, people had the little heat things. I'm like, this is nothing. Yeah. And until I caught those balls, I couldn't go in and eat. Video games, forget about that. Some TV show that I wanted to watch. This was every single day. Then when basketball season came, it was foul shots.
No.
100 foul. Non-stop. My mom would be out screaming in Italian, blah, 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 blah. He's not eating. He's not eating until he hits at least half. And that's how it was, man.
Well, that's like, I think, nowadays, and I guess there's a way to say it, but, people are afraid to say you're fat. I don't mean in a bad way, like call somebody fat, but you're actually helping somebody, doing them a favor. Would you rather be like, you're going to have diabetes, you're going to die of a heart disease? It's not to say you're fat, but it's to say, hey, listen, you should start going to the gym. You should start doing something. That's what people should be telling people.
I got in my head, this big guy that had no problem giving me a little whack. There's nobody in my blood that's a quitter.
Right.
You're finishing. And I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, sometimes he'd go like this if I got in trouble, if I got in a fight. It wasn't about getting in a fight. He would take me in his Cadillac and say, the other guy better look worse than you.
Yeah.
And if not,
did you get a trophy when you lost?
Yeah, I got a trophy called a belt. Yeah. And then I boxed and I got a couple of golden gloves because literally, if that other guy looked worse than me, that's how it was back then.
Yeah. But think about it like this. See how you just said, your old boy make you go out and do this and do that. You had that. So we're going to piggyback on what we were talking about earlier. Now just imagine the kid that's in the neighborhood that don't have that. So now when y'all actually competing against each other, you're going to kill them. There's no competition. Because you don't went the extra mile because somebody that's in your corner, So that's why I say when it comes to me being in the position that I'm in, I'm able to bring them kids in and, help them have that edge on others.
So I think people will love this, and I love it because we've had the real doctors and not the paid-off ones.
Yeah, no.
And they're like, these pills, these SRIs, this bullshit, none of it's needed. And then we had
none of it.
We had a marketing rep in.
Right.
To make a long story short. If he didn't drop $20,000 on a doctor for the month, he didn't get a bonus. Meaning, if you didn't get him to sign up to give everybody this for the month, he didn't get his bonus. So now you have every Tom, Dick, and Harry on this pill and that pill to lose weight for your depression, whatever. Then you get the real doctors in, the real ones that are going against everything, right? But the top in the world.
Yeah.
And they're like anxiety, exercise, depression, exercise. So.
Listen.
Right there. That's why when you said that, I was like,
I'm not trying to cut you off.
No.
Everything goes back to exercise. I always tell people, if you smoke, if you keep doing this, you keep doing that, you know what it's going to lead to. Why wait for a scare?
Yep.
You wait for a scare, and it might be too late. Doctor say, oh, I need you to do this. I need you to do that. You know, do your little cardio, you know, get on the machine, just walk a little bit, you know. Like even these women that try to have surgeries. The doctor tell you, first thing you got to do, I need you to exercise. Lose as much fat as you can before you get this surgery. Someone be like, nah, I ain't going to do that. Just do what you got to do, doc. And then they'll go in because they, you know, they're going to take the money, of course. Yeah. But when you listen to them consultations, they tell you lose this amount of fat first or this amount of weight first, and then we will proceed with the operation.
And with all the brainwashing, how do you get these people to believe you? Like, how do you get these, you know, women and men? They're on all this stuff. They've been on it 10 years to say, hey, look, just get off of it. Trust me, get off of it.
Real
how
results.
Just results. You show them results.
Because I keep it real with you. If you sit down with me, just how we sitting right now, if I say, listen, Tom, we got to go to my gym. I just want to give you a workout. I know you look good, okay? I just want to show you something different. Just give me 30 minutes of your time, and whatever you take from this, we go from there. That's my biggest pitch, okay? So when I used to be in the gym, right, I used to tell my trainers, because I was a director, so I used to tell trainers, I say, if you could get a woman or a man off a machine, you got them, okay? So if they sitting there doing lat pull down or they on the elliptical for 30 minutes or whatever, if you can get a person off a machine, show them something different that's going to actually make their heart rate get up, they're going to trust you forever.
And women have to be the toughest. There's nothing against women.
No.
But you know, I think it's just natural, like DNA.
Yeah.
They're some are more naive.
Yeah.
You know, where they think, oh, well, this guy's buff. He knows what he's talking about. Or my friend,
but
that whole shit.
You know what's crazy? A lot of women get intimidated by big guys.
That too.
See, that's why I'm glad I'm not this big steroid-looking trainer, you know? Like, I mean, I got a nice size, but I'm not, like, walking in and be like, oh, yeah, he was a wrestler. He on steroids, you know?
Yeah.
No, because that's intimidating. And I'm not a drill sergeant type trainer, you know? I listen to you. See, that's why I say about personal training. Listen. It's personal, so it's about you. I don't want you to come in and say, okay, D, I want this, I want that, I want to look like this. I'm giving you exactly what you want, not what I want you to look like, unless you tell me what's my opinion. And then I'd be like, okay, well, this is what I think you need to do. They'd be like, how many days a week you think it's going to take me to look like this? So they showing me these model pictures and stuff.
I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, lady like 200, you like 250 pounds, you know? This lady 150 pounds. So it's not going to come overnight. So, but you can look like that, but are you willing to put in the work to look like that? Because you can.
Yeah, because you have to have even guys who come up like, especially now, like Stallone, the guy's 78 doing the Tuscan King, you know. Hey, Deandre, can you make me look like this? You know, I'm 5'8", 9", you know what I mean? You know, and you're honest with them. You're realistic.
I always tell people, be honest with yourself and be realistic, because if you coming to me looking for a miracle, it's not happening overnight. And I don't like women that come in and say like, oh, I got to fit into this dress, or we got a cruise coming up. You know, I got to look good on the island or whatever.
It's like 2 weeks away.
I'm not the guy for you.
And how do you deal with the changes in diet? You know, one month it's no meat. You know, don't eat any meat; it will kill you. Then it's the keto thing. Yeah. Then it's the soy thing. Then it's that. So when you're training these people and they're on these specific diets, and diets are a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Do any of them work? And I really wanted to ask you, because I know a lot of even like science guys, but I just don't see, because when I don't eat, I can't think.
Right.
But a lot of these people go by this like 1 meal a day thing.
Yeah.
Now I don't
like it.
You know more than me. How can that be, even if it's sustainable, which I don't see how it could be, but let's just say it is. Mm-hmm. And you go up, what do they get? Like 3 hours you can eat 10 buckets of ice cream?
Yeah, but see, it's crazy. I don't like that.
I'm sure you've ran across people like that that are coming into your gym.
The what is called the Ramadan.
Ramadan when they go.
When they do that, I had a couple of clients that was on that. You know, I mean, to each his own. You know, I got to eat. I'm an athlete, so when you building, I protein, because you lifting weights and you doing this, you doing that. So in order to cut back on fat, you have to build a muscle. And what feeds the muscle? Protein.
What were we taught growing up? 6 times a day. That's what I was taught. That's all my coaches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and then, like, when you get a woman, they be like, well, I can't eat carbs. I can't eat this. I can't eat that or whatever. Yeah. So you cut back. And, like, I was told a long time ago, there's no such thing as a diet. You know, so I say a lot of people make this thing too complicated. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? We know what we're supposed to eat. We know what we don't supposed to eat.
Yeah, make it uncomplicated for us.
That's why I simplify it. You know, you stay away from red meat. You know, when you really trying to lose like belly fat, because that's what it all goes around. You know, like it boils down to the belly fat. That's it, for real. So when you cut out red meat, you cut out the dairy products. You know,
especially dairy.
Yeah, and the sugar is pretty much in everything. But you get your natural sugars from the fruit, and you'll be okay. But a lot of people, they tend to, they see it, they got to eat it. You know, and then when you know you craving all this stuff and you don't have the work ethic, like Chad Johnson. I'm getting off topic. Chad Johnson, he was like 190 pounds or whatever, but sliced up. He eat McDonald's every day, and he tell you, long as you work out, you running, you doing what you're supposed to do, you can eat whatever you want. People don't believe that, but you can.
But do you think that's a genetic thing, or do you think it's a moderation thing, and that's why he could pull it off?
It's both. You see what I'm saying? It's both, because you can have a guy like, I see Darnell Dockett. When he played, he was 290 pounds. Right now, he like 240. You see what I'm saying? So when you change up the way you eating and stuff like that, it's just, that's what goes back to the genetics part. You see what I'm saying? Everybody ain't genetically gifted like that, but you got some people that's, you know, genetically gifted on the field, but they can't really process it like that. And then you see him in the weight room, be like, damn, he look good, like a Greek god, but he can't do nothing on the field. See what I'm saying? So when you building up and your metabolism is going, like when I was younger, you know, I was like in that picture, I was 160 pounds. You know what I'm saying? 3.8% body fat. You see, but I'm 35 years old now, and I'm 225 pounds. Yeah. So I'm probably like about 12% body fat now. You know, I look good, but I ain't running and doing all the extra stuff. But if I want to lean out and do that, I can. But that's not the look that I want.
What's the most common, I don't want to say diet, because I agree with you. I don't think there really is a diet. But what is the most common eating way that you recommend to the average person? You know, so like an average person comes in, maybe it's usually they want to lose a little bit of weight or they want to get bigger, right? It's one of the two.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you usually recommend if they want to get bigger but not fat? And what do you usually recommend as far as eating if they want to lose weight?
So, when they want to lose weight, I tell them heavy on the protein, you see? So, veggies. So, when you're doing your veggies, because with the carbs going to pack it on. So, you cut back on the carbs, you cut back on the red meat, you cut back on the dairy products, okay? You have to, because if you don't, you already have a belly. You got the body fat. You just adding on to it. People say, okay, I'm going to do the crunches and stuff. You just building muscle under fat. You know?
I got that problem.
I haven't done a crunch in 12 years. You know how I got an 8-pack? Pull-ups.
See? That's what I'm saying.
I haven't done a crunch in 12 years, and I can show you right now. Nothing in my brain.
No.
But I'm telling you, pull-ups.
Listen, calisthenics and plyometrics is the key.
There you go.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why when guys get locked up and they in jail or doing time, they don't have access to the gym and all that stuff. So they do a lot of calisthenics and pull-ups and dips and push-ups, all that stuff. You know, they're using their own body weight. We try to add weight to our body, and we're not even lifting the proper weight. You see what I'm saying? So, and then, like, for kids that's trying to, like, I got a lot of guys that want to bulk up. So, see, they dads know I was this small guy. They look at me now. They know I can put the weight on the kids and, you know, or whatever. So they got to protein, heavy on the protein too. And I tell them about carbs, noodles, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And then the protein shakes. It's a mass tech that I have a lot of them take, and it's real good.
You know what blew my mind? I don't know if I would assume it's true. I have a really good friend that I work with from the Philippines. Mm-hmm. He said there's absolutely no difference between white rice and brown rice, that there is no brown rice. And then I talked to a girl in China.
They just color it.
They just color it.
Yeah.
That's true?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's there eating it. That's all they eat of it. I said, do you guys eat brown rice? He goes, what do you mean brown rice?
Yeah.
Talked to a Chinese lady. I asked her because I don't like pills either. Mm-hmm. So I have a Chinese friend. They send these tea things for, they've been around for 2 million years and they live forever. They don't take any pills. And she said, "What do you mean brown rice? That's just the marketing thing, huh? Fucking crazy."
That's it. You know, but see, man,
I could already. That's got to be one of the toughest parts.
It's so deep because you got so many people researching this, researching that. You got pescatarians. You got this. You got that. You know, whatever works for you, let it work for you. You know, there's no such thing as you don't supposed to do that. You don't supposed. So what worked for me not gonna work for you. What worked for him ain't gonna work for him. You see what I'm saying? So you got to find that median and be like, I'm sticking to it. You can't be on a diet or follow this meal plan and say, I'm going to give it 2 months. No, you got to give it a year, you know, just stay on it and see. If you don't see no changes, get off it. I would really say with 6 months, you know. And
I would assume that whatever diet you recommend is a sustainable diet.
Sustainable.
And somebody that because you make it personal. So you give them a realistic eating regimen, not something that, in 2 seconds, and you're going to your phone.
I got a 1,300 calorie diet. And y'all can post it if you want. Nah.
Yeah. No, don't do that. You got to come in. You want that, you got to go in.
I'm just going to say, nah, you can't post that. They're going to have to get that.
While you're looking that up, I want to ask you a big thing because this has to be a headache for you. So now every other block, you got these HRT. They're HRT clinics or are they TRT?
TRT.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we know somebody. And in Philly, steroids were everywhere.
Yeah.
Now I didn't want to be a fat midget. I don't want. I never took them. My friends did, but I'm like, I'm 5'9". I don't want to look like I'm wearing my little brother's T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not big at all.
Yeah.
But that. Wow. Yeah, you got.
That's a 1,300 calorie diet, and it's broken down to the T.
And that does not look bad. And I'm looking at this because you probably want to go in there. And it's, you can actually eat.
Yeah.
Wow, that's only 1,300 calories? Wow.
And it's 7 days. It's broken down for 7 days. So I'll share it with you when we finish up.
So now with all these clinics pumping out testosterone and everything else, and somebody we know, they're even pumping out this thing called Test 500, which is Sus 250, Cypionate, and Ethanate.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I had been around it younger, I had said, bro, you're gonna have problems.
Right.
6 months later, he's in the hospital.
Yeah.
So now you have to deal with that. Mm-hmm. So now you have to deal with someone who's looking online or some friend that knows nothing, telling them, oh, this is what you eat. Take a detoxifier that you and I both know is the worst thing in the world for your body.
Right.
So you get past that part. But then you got the TRT people coming in. They're, at 25 now. And now you can just go online and get it, make a call and get it. How do you deal with that?
Like I say, it just goes back to people knowing me. Like, I don't feel like I'm in competition with nobody. You see what I'm saying? So it's like I'm my own competition. So when the steroid users, the whatever supplement you want to take, it's on you. But when I ask certain questions, when I do the first session, it's complimentary because I want to talk to you. I got to engage and see. I ask those questions. I would ask you ever took steroids? Because that's a big deal. That's a problem, It's like, and it's my job to get you off that.
And what do you think, I guess I should ask them, what do you think the long-term effect of this is going to be? Because they're making a killing on this. They're handing it out left and right. Mm-hmm. It's not like it was. And then they're sending it to a compound pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a third party then making it.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what the milligram is
don't know.
and everything
they're
else.
Changing it every time, the dosage. And if anybody wants to do steroids or put testosterone in their body, they got to go to their doctor.
Are you shocked at how easily it has become to get?
Yeah. Not really, because at the end of the day, it's just like modern day drugs. So you got people that's on Amazon or whatever just saying, I got a site. Hey, listen, you got this. You need this test. You need this. I got the Mega this. I got that or whatever, the Deca, the whatever, and they just sending this stuff. And people taking it. And once you take it, your body going to rely on it. You feel better. You feel like you this big, strong guy. So you got to continue to take it. If once you off of it, now you're not looking the same. You're not feeling the same. And then your body shrivel up. That's why I like the natural way. It's just better,
Have you been able to get guys off of it and then get them back to where they looked in time naturally?
Because I caught it in time.
Yeah, you didn't catch it at the last second.
Yeah, because once they all in, it's tough, somebody looking a certain way, you pumping the weight, you know, you walk in the weight room and they looking at, oh, there go Big Henry there, you know, he gonna lift the whole gym, you know. Man, I don't care about that.
And we all
I look at longevity. How you look in your clothes, you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's why I never did, because, you know, we used to make fun of people. God, what's this guy's little brother's T-shirt on?
Yeah.
I don't want to look like that.
It's crazy, you know. It's just too much, and it's too much to keep up with, man. And then, like they say, if you have a problem, like if you got an anger problem, or you know you hit women, or you got an alcohol problem, and you on steroid,
On top of it,
amplifies it 10 times. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of wrestlers and stuff, you know, they done killed themselves. They done did.
drove himself nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
And speaking of mental, you know, everybody always, like, with your gym, and I like how you do it. Personal, it's free, and don't lie to you. I would be number one. Don't bullshit me. I don't, like, you care. Like, you were a Bills man. Like, you care. You've seen it all.
I've seen it all.
But, you know, everybody says physical. You know, I want to look like this. But it starts up here, right?
Yeah.
Because how do you get people to mentally say, look, okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stick to it? Do you check up on them almost like a sponsor type of thing?
You have to, because I hold you accountable.
Yeah, that's good.
And I tell you, listen, you can't blame me, okay?
Yeah.
And I always tell you, you got to meet me halfway, okay? You come in here, I'm gonna give you everything I got and some. But now, say if you train with me 3 days a week, right? So you come in Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Now I'm gonna say, Tom, listen, on Tuesday and Thursday, I need you to do this. I'm gonna have something specifically written out for you to do on Tuesday and Thursday. Now, I'm gonna challenge your body with these things that you're supposed to do on Tuesday and Thursday. You're not gonna even know why I'm doing certain things, but it's gonna let me know if you're doing it on Tuesday and Thursday or not.
That's so cool.
And then, like,
he did that with my son.
yeah,
Oh, yeah?
It's push-ups. You got to do push-ups.
mm-hmm.
And I knew he wasn't doing the push-ups.
Yeah,
How'd you know?
So he gets to the gym.
mm-hmm.
Deandre runs through an exercise with him. He's like, you haven't been doing your push-ups. He's like, yeah, I did. He's like, no, you didn't. And he knew.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, it's not like you just walked into this.
yeah. Listen, the formula is there. It's for the men, the women, the kids, the athletes. You see, so I don't turn nobody away. My oldest client right now is Miss Barbara. She's 60. Okay, the lady in good shape. Okay, so when I post her videos, people be like, "Oh my God!" So the younger women be like, "Man, Miss Barbara's showing. I need to get on it." Yeah, you do, because you know you 25, 30 years old, looking like,
And she looks better than you.
yeah, you know. So it's like, don't be those guys, and those women, because social media. Back to social media.
I think it's horrible.
It messes up a lot of people because they see these women get their body done, and then they go to posting these videos like they worked out to get that body. That ain't the case. You went and got your body done. Yeah, you look great. Now you posting videos saying this is what got you there. No, that doctor got you there.
This podcast is brought to you by Monster Energy. Tear into a can of the meanest energy drink on the planet, Monster Energy. It's the ideal combo of the right ingredients in the right proportion to deliver a big bad buzz that only Monster can. Monster packs a powerful punch, has a smooth, easy drinking flavor. Athletes, musicians, co-eds, road warriors, metalheads, geeks, hipsters, and bikers dig it. You will too. Monster Energy is more than just the green OG. Monster has Monster Ultra, Juice Monster, Monster Hydro, Rehab Monster, Dragon Tea, Monster Max, Muscle Monster, and many more. Buy on Amazon, buy on Walmart, or go to monsterenergy.com and believe me, you'll find a place. Unleash the beast. Monster Energy.
You start working out.
Which leads me to mental health. You know,
Yeah.
mental health is so bad right now. Again, they give you, every pill for everything.
Mm-hmm.
When, again, if you talk to a doctor who doesn't take the kick-ups,
Right.
Like I wouldn't go to a PCP if you put a gun to my head.
No.
There's no way in hell.
At all.
I don't care. Unless it was my friend, like I know you,
Mm-hmm.
say you're a doctor, I go because I know you're a straight shooter. But
Yeah.
no way in the world. And every doctor says, the depression, the social anxiety, you can get all that out with exercise.
Right.
And that's something you've had to have dealt with, especially now. And you got this TikTok, and they keep saying TikTok. It's all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I think, we had that guy in where they just want to ban TikTok so they could ban all the ones that they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Another story.
Yeah.
But the social media is killing people, and people are killing themselves and going depressed because for some reason they don't realize that that's called a filter,
Right.
and that's called plastic surgery,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I mean, and everything else. So when clients come into you and hopefully they come into you and hopefully more coming out and they have a mental health problem, you're not going to look down on them like,
no.
Oh, you're on depression meds, whatever. But they got to tell you. Now, how can you get somebody off the depression meds that they're having side effects from, that they don't feel good? Because we went through them all. And there's not one that doesn't have nasty side effects. Either you have no sex drive, dry mouth, you're tired, or you're just like a whole nother person. And Ritalin, or the thing that they give for hyper kids, ADHD. What do you think about that? I didn't hear a lot of that when I was younger.
But
I don't know if we think it's in the food.
Yeah.
But still, I think you can work your way out of that.
You can. That's the thing. When people are depressed, think about it. Use the gym as an outlet.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I trained a kid. Well, he a grown man. He got autism. Oh. He 32 years old. Sean.
It's tough.
You've seen him before, right?
Yeah.
So
they're smart though.
Super and strong as hell. So I don't look down on him because he has autism. I tell him what to do. I direct him. I show him, and he good. So when he come, he do all his other activities and stuff. He may lash out at certain people. When he come to the gym, that's like his sanctuary. Like, he's happy there. He released so much stress and tension when he in the gym.
That you changed his life.
Yeah. So as far as like that, someone that's depressed or whatever, or stressed, that's going through this, going through that. Like this lady, she say, a lot of my clients, they be like, this is the best part of my day. I can't wait to get off. All these people nagging me at work, this, that, and the third. I'm going crazy. I just come here and I know I'm going to let it all out. And I'm,
And now you that built this, how good does that make you feel?
Great.
That's probably the best part of your day, right?
Yeah, the only thing that bothered me most is my mom couldn't see it. And the craziest part about that, when I first showed my dad the building, right? He said, son, I used to drop your mom off there to get her hair done. I said, wow, don't tell me that. So I was like, see, I was brought to this location for a reason. So that's why, there go the picture. So I got that picture in the gym right there.
She's pretty.
So, thank you, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost my mom too, man. And she was on my ass forever to have a kid.
Yeah.
And the first year, I had a daughter. First year, and she was old school Italian, would not leave Pennsylvania for anything. And I'm busy. Another one that could be half dead and wouldn't tell you.
Right.
She was just like that. One day she called, her friend called me, and I thought she went in for like a urinary tract infection.
Right.
And then her friend was like, hey, your mom's going to pass away. Can you get a flight? I go, what? And she passed away that night. Never got to see my daughter. It killed me.
Damn.
And I could tell by you, there is nothing like losing your mom.
Nothing.
I mean, I've lost a lot of people, in my life, but your mom.
Yeah, mom different.
Whew.
Yeah, man, that hit different, man. But she keep me going though. That's why I got that picture in the gym, man. So I know she right there with me every step of the way.
Yeah, she's looking at you.
Yeah. So
now,
good.
And I really want to stress this. So if somebody wants to come into your gym, they don't need to come in it because the mental health thing is a disaster.
Right.
We talk to people all the time, and it's just a disaster. Somebody can come in and they don't need to be like, hey, Deandre, I want to be big, I want to be cut. They can just come and say, hey, dude, I'm depressed. I got anxiety like hell. Can you help me out with this?
Absolutely. And that's why I say my door is open to anyone because I'm more than just a trainer. So when we training, like we gonna get engaged. We're gonna talk about some things, and we're gonna go over a lot of stuff. And it's just like I'm not just here to take your money. It's if that was the case, I would charge a crazy amount just and be like, you know what, I'm here for the money. If I was here for the money, I wouldn't be where I'm at because I done cut so many deals with people and this, that, and the third. Because I know coming up, my mom had 4 boys. She wasn't paying. She didn't have no extra money to pay for training. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's why, like, even with raw boys, like if anybody's slacking, they know. Don't play with me because I will call your daddy or your mom and say, listen, we're going to cut this training because he's not ready. He wasting your money. And that's my biggest thing. A lot of kids, they take things for granted because they don't understand the value of money. Like people working hard for this money. Don't come in here playing. You see what I'm saying? We can laugh and joke, but we got to get the job done. and then we'll play later. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that could be a whole nother avenue for you with the mental health, you know,
Yeah,
because
man.
people get intimidated, like, oh, I don't want to tell Deandre, but it ain't about that. Like, you've been through it all, bro. Like you just sat here and said, the man that you are sitting jacked, right? You know what I mean? That you went and, you know, you cried. You sat around for a year.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be great that, you know, people can just go and be like, Deandre, man, I'm depressed. I'm on these fucking meds. You know, just help me out, you know?
I had a guy like that. This was so crazy, and I'm not saying it just because you here.
Yeah.
Listen, he's starting, he coming tomorrow to drop his money, and he's coming Monday. Crazy part about that, he walked into my gym. He said, wow, this look cool. I ride by here every day. Mind you, he said, man, I was up in North Carolina. I was up there for a while. I stayed there and all. I said, wow, what part? So he said, Raleigh. I said, wow. I said, I played for North Carolina State. He said, you lying. I said, go around the corner, look at the picture. So I got a picture of me in the gym, you know, when we played Boston College. He was like, what year were you there? I say from 06 to 2011. He said, listen, I took my son to a game. I got the text message. He said, I took my son to a game. His first game, you was playing. That's crazy.
Small world, man. Now,
Going from a can of paint. Like, seriously, I got the text message right here.
Do you do kids, little kids?
Yeah. The youngest I go, it could be 5, depending on how they respond, you know. And see, like my son's 7.
My daughter will be there as soon as she's 5.
Yeah, I train my son every Saturday.
That's great.
Yeah. But he just, you know, he ain't lifting no weights and stuff. He just do a lot of pushing and pulling and stuff like that.
It's just to get them in that discipline, that activity, and not listening to all this nut stuff.
Yeah, my son crazy, boy. He tell me, nah, Daddy, you ain't got no 6-pack, man. Yeah, what up? I said, son, listen, let me show you these pictures, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wait till he's always like, all you got is pictures. This is what I got, Dad.
Because he walk around saying he got a 6-pack and, you know, he can't eat certain stuff because it's going to mess his stomach up, all that. So as a 7-year-old, see, we feeding that, man, his mom feeding that into his head early, you know, so she work out heavy, I work out heavy, you know, so when he come to the gym, oh, this is my dad's gym, you know, I work out at my dad's gym, this, that, and third, so that's another big deal for me, you know.
I think this was great, really, because I know a lot of people that own gyms, they didn't own gyms, that were trainers, and they had a quota, you know, like they had a quota, so it was just whoever they could get.
No,
you know?
See, I don't like that.
And then that stigma went out to people. You know what I mean? If you weren't naive, you were like, I ain't going to physical trainer. What? So you could take my money?
Yeah.
But we went through everything, man. So, I mean, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, what's the best way to find you?
Thanks for having me. Social media. I got a personal page, Mr.
I think he's got that.
Yeah, _fix_it_3. So I got a lot of my personal workouts and stuff on there that I put on my story most of the time because I'm still in the process of working on my website. So that's why I use social media for a lot of my stuff. And my business page also is Dynamic Fitness Pros _3.
Now, how if somebody's out of state? Can they do a Zoom or a call with you and try to get like a regimen down?
You know what's crazy? This lady just contacted me on Facebook the other day about doing some training like that, some Zoom training, and that's what I'm trying to get into. So I am looking for an independent contractor, trainer to come in because I'm gonna need help.
Yeah,
you know, because I get a lot of people, and everybody want to, you know, they want
to be with you, man.
Yeah, they want to train with me.
No offense, but they're gonna want you.
Yeah, they're gonna want me. So it's like I try to, you know, I have another trainer there as well. He's great too, Bobby. He's great, you know. So when it comes, I had some people that go to him as well. But I am looking for one more independent trainer, you know, just to get some help in there and go for it because I want to start venturing off to let, you know, I want to open up multiple locations. And I really want to use my gym for trainers that was like me, that was gym hopping, training outside, didn't have a way, you know, a place to really go and without, you know, getting kicked out of gym for training or whatever. So I want to use that and let them know, you know, they got a home.
This was really good. So I think after this, you might reconsider doing the training on Zoom, my man.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm definitely going to do it.
Because look, if you could sit there for an hour and walk around, they could do Zoom on the phone.
Yeah.
What do you – no, go to the other machine.
Yeah, and to record, you know, certain sessions. And you know, they just have to follow it. But that's something that's in the works that's coming up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one right there, though. He's got that sign in the gym.
Oh, yeah.
Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and that's.
Oh yeah, last thing I want to ask. Did you change? You know, like they're always coming out with a new cable, a new fitness machine, a new this, a new that. Have you stuck with the same stuff that you know?
Same stuff. I don't do nothing fancy, nothing out the way.
Good.
Simple stuff. You see anything in my gym, the regular bench press, the stuff like that, like the cable machines.
Same stuff back to Schwarzenegger.
I got the sled, the battle ropes, the ball slams, all that stuff. Oh, matter of fact, that's the picture that's in the gym. If you scroll down right there, yeah, that's the picture that's in the gym that the guy seen. So we had that on the DB on the defensive back coach room upstairs at NC State. That was the picture. So when Tom O'Brien left, they took all the pictures down. So one of my good friends up there, D.D. Harger, he kept that for me. So it's big. It's like this, and it's thick wood. Okay, so it's sitting in the gym pretty nice, So, and see Xavier Scott. That's the first one that I trained. See?
Yeah.
Where do I begin? I say this hit a little different because I'm so proud of him. He the one that I started training first. He's at the University of Illinois.
Good for him.
So he that was his signing day, and he actually started. And that's my pride and joy, my little man.
Yeah, they change you.
Yeah,
they change you.
Everything I do, that's for him.
Yep, and have the legacy, right?
Yeah.
Pass it on.
Yeah.
You know what we got to do? We got to get a picture of this Tom and burn it.
Yeah,
burn it online on social media. Yeah. I think a lot of people might not do it, but they'd be rooting in the back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Anything else, Deandre?
No, that'd be all, man. I thank y'all for having me, man.
Anytime, Robbie.
It was great.
Anything?
No, man, just kind of what he said. He gives it his all. Trains, two of my boys. Well, one right now. The little guy's gonna get going back soon. But the stuff as a dad, like you preach to your kids. Like a dad, my kids know they're gonna get their ass beat. They do something wrong.
For real.
But they go to Deandre and they got that same respect for him, and they know Deandre's gonna whip your ass into shape. You don't listen to him, you're gonna deal with me. You don't listen to me, you're gonna deal with him. So it's kind of that, which is nice, because that's what kids are missing now.
Well, thank you for your time, man. I know you're busy, but guarantee you're going to be doing that Zoom thing, buddy.
Yeah. No, definitely got to do that.
Great meeting you, great talking. I'd love to see you again, brother.
No problem, man.
Thank you.
Good one, man.
You too.